Just disappeared. All right, Miss Livingston, can you hear us?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
I can. I'm going to get back around to my seat and introduce everybody.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Livingston, I'm John Kirtley. I'm the director of the State Board of Pharmacy, and I'm going to tell you who you're speaking with this morning and a couple things about this procedure. On this side of the table, you have myself and our assistant director, Dr. Brenda McCready, who will be giving the board an overview of why we're here today in just a moment. On the other side, I have 5 of my pharmacy board members, Mr. Harold Simpson, Dr. Brian Jolly, Dr. Lynn Krause, Dr. Lenore Newsom, who's the chair of this committee, and Dr. Rodney Richmond.
Okay.
With your application in front of us, we call this an informal conference. In many ways, you might also call it something along the lines of mediation. We're going to have a conversation back and forth about a couple of the issues that had come up in your application, and the board members will have some questions, probably going to discuss that with you. At the end of this, they're going to come up with some decision, and that decision could be to grant your permit, it could be to deny your permit, it could be to table decision on it for some length of time. The important thing for you is whatever they decide, you could either agree with or disagree with. If you agree with it, we go for it with whatever decision the board members make, and if you disagree with it, it kind of gives you a choice of either asking for a hearing for the full board at a later date, which instead of 5 members is all 8 members, a hearing officer, a court reporter, and it's a much more formal process where we swear everyone in as witnesses and accept evidence. I'll ask 2 questions. Do you have any questions about why you're here today?
No, sir, because I think it was just really just an honest mistake, because I never tried to hide anything or not even tell my instructors anything. And the whole thing that's even on my background is because the judge didn't even take time to even find out or look at the file and see what was going on about this stalker that I've been having for the past 3 years.
Well, if you'll give us just a second, then if you have any questions about what's going on during this, by all means, stop us and get our attention. But I'm going to let Dr. McCready tell the board members why they're here this morning, and then they're going to want to ask you about that.
Okay.
Ms. Livingston filed application for a technician registration for pharmacy. She did not disclose that we had anything that would come back on the criminal background check. When we ran the background check, there were 2 arrests, very recent, actually, one from 9/14/2020. These were arrests from Louisiana, and I don't know how they list their charges, but this came up as disturbing the peace and simple assault. There was a guilty plea to it. There was an altercation that she was involved in. And then on 2/24/2022, there was another altercation. On 2/24/2022, there was another altercation that she was arrested for, and she did plead guilty to. And I'll turn it over to the board.
And I'll ask you guys to speak up to be sure she can hear us also.
Good
Yes.
morning. How are you doing?
I've been better, but hey, we're alive.
Okay. You want to tell us about what happened? What was going
Yes,
on?
sir. Yes, sir, I can. Okay, the first thing that happened was I was walking away from a park. I was walking to my car, and the lady that's been stalking me for 3 years ended up hitting me in the head. So we ended up getting into a verbal altercation, and the guard that was around the park, of course, arrested us, not knowing that that was my stalker at the time. So of course, that was the first thing or whatever that came up on the background. Okay. I ended up getting showing them the restraining order or whatever. That was like, it was nothing as far as taking it off. I would have to wait or whatever to get that off. That he was so sorry that he didn't know the content of the situation or whatever, which was fine, because at that time I didn't know that's who that was either. So I could understand why whatever happened, whatever. But the second thing happened during my course of school. which was again the stalker. She had ran into my car, had ran me and my children off the road. And I went then and called the cop. Well, I hit my own start to call the cops, and they directed me to the nearest police station. And then I went in then and filed a complaint. The cop told me just go home and that they would handle it because the restraining order had just went out at midnight that night. He was like, that's probably why after all this time, she finally decides to show back up is because she knew the restraining order had went back out. I've even went to the extent of moving to Arkansas to get away from this woman. And it's just all a big mess. Like she came, damaged my car, even came and beat on my house, damaged the sidings of my house. Like it's not anything on my record because I'm a bad person or if I'm trying to do something to someone else. And then I've even went to the extent of even trying to have my name changed just so this woman can leave me alone.
Okay, so have you moved to Arkansas?
Sir,
Have you moved to Arkansas?
yes, ma'am. Wait,
Okay, wait a minute, no, I can't ask you that, because we're on,
We've got
You
the
got all that?
address.
okay, we've got all of that.
So I'll ask you different. Have you updated your address with us for Arkansas?
have I updated what, sir?
Your address?
I don't think, I'm not sure. Well, I know I haven't sent anything else new in, but
Yeah, we still have you living in Louisiana.
no, sir. I live at 430 North Pine, Junction City, Arkansas.
Okay,
Don't give
that's
the
all right.
address. We don't want the person to find you.
Could you repeat that, please?
So we would need you to send us an updated address via
Okay.
mail or email at a later date.
That's fine. Do I do that now while we're
Via email or a letter later. The board members are seeing if they have a determination.
you see if do what now?
Hang tight.
Just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a motion and a second on the floor. Any questions? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any no's? The motion passes. You get your license.
So Ms. Lewison, they voted to give you a permit. They're voting to give you a permit, and you need to email us to update your address or it's not going to come to you.
Okay, I need to send in my new ID as well?
Maybe you can talk to them on the phone.
Yeah, we will have our staff give you a call.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks. I'll just leave it like.
go.
Good morning.
Morning. Thank you very much for fitting me in. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. So is it Kakugawa?
It's Kakugawa.
Kakugawa. All right. Well, Dr. Kakugawa, we have your question for reciprocity candidates in front of us. What the board generally wants to know is the following four things. You probably have heard this before. Who you are, where you went to school, and why you're getting a license with Arkansas.
Yeah, my name is Brett Kakugawa. I am in Oregon. I went to Oregon State University. Beavers, not the Ducks. I work for Roman Health Pharmacy, telehealth. We're a mail order pharmacy here. I am looking for licensure. Basically, I am one of the backups to the main facility that will be shipping there. We're in Oregon, so we will not be the primary state. It will just be for backup in case there's ever a storm or anything that takes out one of our other facilities and they are unable to ship out, so that we can have continuous care for our patients.
Questions from board members?
I don't have anything.
He's completed all his other requirements for reciprocity other than meeting with the board. So if it please the board, if you guys had a motion and vote to accept his reciprocity application.
We have a motion to accept this reciprocity Dr. Newsom. Seconded by Dr. Jolly. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, sir.
All right, so we will ask our staff to go ahead and finish processing that and send it to you. So thank you for grabbing us while we're still in meeting. Otherwise, it'd have been February.
I appreciate it. Thank you all very much.
Don't forget, we do 100% audit on all CE for pharmacists. I would suggest getting that CE Monitor app if you don't have it on your phone already. It'll help keep up all your CE requirements for all your states.
You got it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Aye.
I want to have 206 hours.
I
I should bring that.